everybody's aware. Like, everybody's aware it's coming, and they're preparing for that inflection point where it's all of a sudden, okay, I have to pivot. I have to give up that, but I'm going to build efficiency. It's just, this is not going to be where people, I don't think, maybe some are going to be asleep at the switch.
We on location. I remember way back. You ain't have no swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag. Now you got a new walk. Now you got new swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with digital assets, we hodl and we trade. And when we do hodl, we make sure it's on a cold storage wallet so we have full access to our funds and no one else. Okay, you're talking about the DCENT wallet here. The link is in the description. The most easy and safe hardware wallet, enhanced crypto protection, built on the highest security standards. What is going on, blockchain monkeys? Eagle here, and I want to thank you for coming to my jungle. First of all, I'm no financial advisor whatsoever, nor am I professional in blockchain technology, but there is one thing that I absolutely will do, and that's give you my opinion. So today, we are coming in hot on XDC, Globiance, R3, and XRP. But before we can even get to it, I'm going to need you to rub the hands together. Real vigorously. You slide down Twitter. We're talking about XDC, Xinfin, baby, decentralized smart contracts platform. Ladies and gentlemen, you see what they're doing with these integrations. You see these partnerships that continue to pile up. You see what they're doing with Comtech Gold. You see what they're doing with Globiance. Ladies and gentlemen, what they are building is absolutely amazing. And let's not forget about the MLETR, the model law for electronic trade documents. Oh my goodness. And a huge shout out to Globiance. Globiance banking at your fingertips. Take a dive into my latest post where I wrote this on Medium to understand why the blockchain monkeys are so bullish on Globiance and Globiance Pay. Unlocking the future of digital payments, exploring Globiance and Globiance Pay. When you get a chance, take a look at the article. Let me know what you think and leave your comments below. Now, coming in hot from XDC Network News, view yield text and USTY on the XDC network. Now, I told you about them a month ago. In tokenized US treasuries, bonds, and cash equivalents on the RWA XYZ, a leading analytics company for tokenized real-world assets. Ladies and gentlemen, what are they putting together? And do you happen to be early on this rocket, okay? Where you can view protocol statistics, industry aggregate metrics, and the issuers all in one place. And speaking on XDC, ladies and gentlemen, coming in hot, we have Mr. Man XRP dropping that heat every single day. You might want to connect if you're not subscribed. Now, take a listen here. R3 is a unified ledger, and let's not forget to mention that they settle on XDC. Take a listen.
It was passing through my mind there, as you said, what did happen isn't what we expected to happen, and of course what happens isn't necessarily what ought to happen. Todd, you put it another way, really saying, the market kept giving me this message, and eventually I had to stop trying to tell them the answer. I don't know where.
If you don't got any patience, you might as well jump off the train. Let's go.
For the market's customers, it's always right. I doubt it. And the reason I'm having these slightly dark thoughts is because it occurs to me that maybe the market or the institutions in the market don't actually want that single set of rules, that interoperability between different networks. Because if we look at what's happening in the token markets, we find individual banks are building individual tokenization engines in-house, hoping to keep their existing business. We see exchanges doing very similar things, building these competing token platforms, albeit without really any tokens being issued onto them, but certainly keeping themselves in that game. You've got all these tokenization projects which are taking place inside individual asset classes, in bonds, in private equity, in real estate, and so on, or in different financial functions, in payments, securities financing, stock loan, whatever it is. So it's a very fragmented marketplace when you look at the regulated capital markets. And so the point where R3 began as a collaborative venture has given way now to this dozens of competing subscale projects. My dark thought is, is there a risk here that the institutions are, again, inadvertently or overtly trying to build, like the internet pioneers did before them, like AOL did back in the 1990s, a set of walled gardens? So to put my question plainly, is that resistance to that single set of rules, that unified ledger, that single programmable platform, is it actually deliberate, or is it just a political fallout of the reality of these marketplaces, what was going to happen?
I feel pretty.
Moon boots on. And so check this here. The requirements of a reserve or secured escrow. Do these regulations set by MICA sound familiar? It's all part of a bigger picture. Ripple has a quarterly report which includes escrow info, and Ripple has third-party audits. Take a listen.
Mentioning this a second ago. With respect to conflict of interest, proportionality principle will have to be, of course, followed. Now, where it concerns the issuers of asset reference token, it will be required to keep the reserve of assets. The idea of the reserve of assets is that it has to be composed and managed in such a way that the risks associated with the assets referenced by the asset reference token are covered, and the liquidity risks associated to the permanent rights of redemption of the holders are addressed. So this reserve of assets shall be legally and operationally segregated from the issuer's estate, as well as from the reserve of assets of other asset reference tokens. If, let's say, the issuer will offer 2 or more asset reference tokens, there should be segregated pools of reserves of assets for each asset reference token, and these pools should be managed separately. Issuers of asset reference tokens shall have a clear and detailed policy describing the stabilization mechanism of such tokens, and that would include list of assets that are referenced to that asset reference token. Also, the policy should describe how the asset reference token can be redeemed, provide associated risks and other information. Additionally, the reserve of assets must be independently audited every 6 months. It is also important to mention that issuers of asset reference.
Is this what Brad was talking about when he was speaking on transparency? Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you again, what are they building? What are they putting in place? Did they already know this beforehand? And is this like the actual reason why they structured things the way that they did? Oh my goodness, and how early are you?
Token that invest that part of that reserve of assets shall only invest those assets in highly liquid financial instruments with minimal market risk.
And this is not financial advice. I'm just a blockchain monkey. Let's go.
So I at least expect that there will be lots of explanations on some of the terminology here, how to understand what are highly liquid financial instruments, what is the minimal market risk and credit risk, etc. So EBA, European Banking Authority, of course, in close cooperation with the ESMA and the European Central Bank, will be the authority that will draft the regulatory technical standards that will further specify those liquidity requirements, taking into account the size, complexity, and nature of the reserve of assets and the asset reference token itself.
And coming in hot from Crypto Airy, we have here Medico, Disrupt or Enable. I say a little bit of both, okay? Join us live Medical Talks on Thursday, the 19th of October. We have the big dog, Brad Garlinghouse, in the house. What are they building? Coming in hot from 801 XRP, Ripple XRP fam, president of the World Bank, okay? Speaks on the World Bank's new direction. We've created a portfolio guaranteed mechanism that launched a hybrid capital instrument that do you see the words that they use, ladies and gentlemen, to divert you. These new tools have enabled us to take more risk and boost our lending capacity further, all while preserving our AAA rating. Oh my goodness. What's going on over there, buddy? Huh? Our AAA rating, taken together, this could help us provide 150 billion plus million in lending capacity over a decade. What makes these tools? What is so unique about what they're doing here? Are they building on the blockchain? Are they using the blockchain or not? You tell me. I mean, why are they getting awards? You got here R3. We are honored to have received the Best Permission Technology Initiative at the Digital Assets Awards 2023. And as you can see right here, it doesn't seem like the genie is going back in the bottle. Coming in hot from Ripple, and as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are around the corner again. 2023 November, we got swell. Look at the panel here. And so now, real quick, before I let you go, and a huge shout out to the bag man, XRP Bags, if you're not following him on Twitter, we have here Big BG, Brad Garlinghouse, and Tony on Thinking Crypto. Would you please explain to these people about XRP and Ripple and why they are in the position that they're in?
The escrow and the setup that you have there. What's the plan for the escrow moving forward? And could there be, there's a question that comes up, could you burn some of it? Is that a possibility? Distribute it to other authorities, whoever, I don't know. What's the plan there and the vision for that?
Well, look, first of all, I think there's two answers to this. One, there's some misinformation out there, right? I mean, some people like to position the escrow as somehow Ripple dumping XRP in the community. It makes no sense for Ripple or any of the people around Ripple to dump XRP, right? That's not in the best interest of XRP ecosystem, of which Ripple is a very important piece, as am I. So, look, I think the way the escrow was set up, it was done it was the intent of, let's provide maximum transparency. Let's make sure that people totally understand what's happening here. And, I've used it as kind of a call to action for others in the crypto industry to be equally transparent. And, in some ways, I think that transparency has come back to bite us a little bit, ironically and frustratingly. But look, I'm always open and interested in new ideas that are good for the XRP ecosystem. I don't rule anything out. And I think to the extent that there's things that make sense for the XRP ecosystem, then certainly Ripple would look at that.
Cause it's the standard in this bitch. XRP. I went to YouTube University, and now they mocking me with no degree. We saying by the swift, keep it walking. Respect your elders in these bushes. Bitcoin is talking.
You don't have to be rich to be taking advantage of this. This was the beginning of the greatest transformation of wealth the world has ever fucking seen since World War II.
Blockchain. We talking about an intellectual choo-choo train. It's DLT up in these streets, man. That's why we rip all on that blockchain.